This just might be the moment the WNBA snapped. Rumors are everywhere right now. Jacy Sheldon and Marina Mabrey have reportedly been suspended for their vicious attack on Caitlin Clark. Fans watched it unfold. An eye poke, a full-on shove, and zero protection for the league's biggest star. But here's the twist. Cathy Engelbert, the commissioner, finally opened her eyes. So lads, today the referees gave the report on the situation, and it's even worse. It's even worse than I imagined, and it was pretty grim. After weeks of staying silent, she's now scrambling to fix the chaos. Was it the fan backlash, the media pressure, or is the league just trying to save face? Either way, something's going down, and the internet's already calling it too little, too late. So now the league cares. After Caitlin Clark gets poked, slammed, and disrespected on national TV, suddenly suspensions are flying. This might just be the WNBA's way of saying, oops, our bad. All right, let's rewind. It's the fourth quarter. Game is tight. The pace is picking up. Emotions are high. Caitlin Clark cuts through the lane like she always does. Eyes locked in, reading the defense. And suddenly, boom, Jacy Sheldon just claws her straight in the eye. You can literally see Clark flinch and grab her face instantly. And here's the thing, this wasn't some accident. It wasn't incidental contact. There was no attempt at the ball. It looked personal. Then, instead of backing off, Sheldon goes chest to chest with Clark and gives her a hard bump. Again, the ball's not even in play. This isn't defense, this is intimidation. Clark does what anyone would do. She tries to push off and create space. She's not trying to start anything. She's just trying to finish the game. But that's when Marina Mabrey charges in like she's playing linebacker and shoves Clark to the ground, into the referee, like full get ejected in the WNBA, send someone to the hospital. And here's the cherry on top. Caitlin Clark got a technical foul for reacting, for holding her face, for trying not to fight back. Make it make sense? This wasn't just bad officiating, this was dangerous. The referees completely lost control of the game, and it showed. Within minutes of the final whistle, clips were flying all over the internet. Slow-motion replays, breakdown videos, zoom-ins on the eye poke, freeze frames of the shove, and the comment sections were on fire. Fans weren't just mad, they were furious. Everyone from casual viewers to die-hard WNBA fans was asking the same question. Why is nobody protecting Caitlin Clark? And this wasn't the first time. She's been getting fouled hard since day one. Trash-talked, shoved, targeted. But this time it hit differently, because the whole thing was caught on camera. And it was ugly. Even NBA players started tweeting. Sports shows picked it up, and before you knew it, the WNBA couldn't stay quiet anymore. That's when they dropped the hammer. Jacy Sheldon and Marina Mabrey, both suspended. But here's the question. Would the league have done anything if the internet hadn't lost it? Or would this have been swept under the rug like every other time? You know who stayed completely silent while all this chaos was happening? Cathy Engelbert. Yeah, the WNBA commissioner, the one who's supposed to be the voice of reason, the one who's supposed to lead when the league is in crisis. And yet, crickets. Not a word. When Caitlin Clark got elbowed in the face, nothing. When she got slammed into the floor, just silence. It was like Cathy was out on vacation while the league was burning down. But now, after social media blew up, after ESPN showed the eye poke on repeat, after fans started chanting, "Protect Clark," Cathy suddenly wakes up. Now she wants to act like she cares. Now she's making statements. Now she's reviewing. Footage is being reviewed. Suspensions are being handed out, but where was all that energy when it actually mattered? It feels like Cathy is less of a commissioner and more of a firefighter trying to put out flames she let spread for way too long. This is not leadership. This is PR panic mode. The fans are not fooled. The players see right through it. And let's be real, Caitlin Clark probably rolled her eyes reading that statement. So the real question is, does Cathy actually care, or is she just trying to cover up the mess she allowed to happen? Now let's talk about the only person who actually stood up during the game. Sophie Cunningham. Because when the refs refused to protect Caitlin and the league was snoozing, Sophie said, enough. Late in the game, she went straight at Jacy Sheldon. And I mean, directly at her. It was not dirty, it was not reckless. It was a message. You mess with Caitlin, you mess with me. Sophie got ejected, sure. But let's be honest. She earned her stripes that night. She did what teammates are supposed to do. She had her back. And guess what? After that, nobody laid a finger on Clark for the rest of the game. Sometimes you need someone to draw a line in the sand. And Sophie did it in bold marker. Is she the hero of this story? That is up for debate. But she sure as hell was not the villain. This entire situation is a wake-up call, not just for the referees, but for the whole WNBA. Because if you cannot protect your biggest star, what are we even doing here? Caitlin Clark is not just a great player. She is the reason fans are filling arenas, the reason jerseys are flying off the shelves, the reason TV ratings are going up. She is changing the league, and yet, she is being treated like a punching bag. This is not about favoritism. This is about safety, about respect, about keeping the game clean and fair. And right now, the league's reputation is on the line. So what happens next? Do they start taking protection seriously, or is this just another headline that fades in a week? Let me say this loud and clear. The fans are not stupid. They saw the eye poke. They saw the shove. They saw the league wait until the internet forced their hand. And now, fans are speaking louder than ever. Protect Clark is trending. People are boycotting games, comment sections are flooded with angry takes, and this is not just Fever fans. This is league-wide. Even fans of opposing teams are saying this went too far. Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. A league where the best players can shine without being targeted. You can be physical, you can play tough defense, but when you are poking eyes and tackling players off the ball, that is not basketball. That is nonsense. And fans are demanding better. Let's talk worst-case scenario. What if the league does not fix this? What if, in the next game Clark plays, she gets hacked again? Another flagrant, another cheap shot, another referee just watching. Eventually, Clark is going to say enough. She has options, overseas leagues, endorsements. She does not need the WNBA as much as the WNBA needs her. And if she ever decides to walk away, oh man, that would be catastrophic. You would lose ticket sales, you would lose viewership, you would lose relevance. So if you are the WNBA, you better listen. Because this is not just about one player. This is about every little girl watching Caitlin Clark and asking, is that how they treat stars in this league? This was not just a suspension, and it definitely was not just another rough game. This was a full-blown turning point, a moment that could shape the future of the entire league. Caitlin Clark, the face of the WNBA's next generation, got straight-up attacked on live TV. Sophie Cunningham had to step in and defend her because no one else, not the referees, not the league, was doing anything. The officials lost control. The league panicked. And fans, oh, they made their voices heard. This was not a one-time incident. It exposed everything that has been bubbling under the surface. The weak officiating, the silence from the top, and the disrespect aimed at the one player who has brought in more fans, more views, and more ticket sales than the league has seen in years. But maybe, just maybe, this is the wake-up call the WNBA desperately needed. Maybe now, people will pay attention. The referees start calling it fair. The league finally realizes that you cannot just let your stars get jumped and expect everything to be okay. Because let's be real. You cannot build the future of your league while standing by and letting your biggest draw get hit in the face, shoved to the floor, and blamed for it. And there you have it. If this whole mess does not scream do better, I don't know what does. The WNBA just got caught with its hands off the wheel again. Caitlin Clark gets assaulted mid-game. The referees go blind. And the league waits until the internet explodes before doing anything. Like, really? Kathy Engelbert finally decides to act after the entire basketball world puts her on blast? Come on. That's not leadership. That's damage control with a sprinkle of fake urgency. But here is the thing. Fans aren't dumb. We saw it, we felt it, and we're not letting it slide. Because if this league wants to grow, if it wants to be taken seriously, it cannot keep treating its biggest star like she is disposable. So yeah, maybe this is the breaking point. Maybe this is where the WNBA wakes up. For real this time. But if not, don't be surprised when the fans, the sponsors, and maybe even Caitlyn herself say enough. Now let me know in the comments. Do you think the suspensions were real accountability or just a PR stunt to cool the flames?